everybody. Happy New Year. We have Mike Nizak with us today. It's an annual tradition at HSN where we bring you extra special values and opportunities in coins. So we're going to talk right now about a coin from 2016. If you're still on the line or you're ordering through your computer, the today is special. We know you're there and we'll keep you posted about the availability there. Okay, let's talk 2016.
Well, this coin, I've got a bit of an issue. 4.6 star customer pick. I have what you see running down my face here. They're coin tiers.
Coin tiers, okay.
They're coin tiers. And here's why. This is one of those coins that has, it was last year, basically about this time, 2016. The United States government was the 30th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle. So that's a big deal. They did special coins. They did a 10th anniversary, a 20th anniversary, a 25th anniversary, and a 30th anniversary coin. And it was a big deal. But they released it very much near the end of the year, the 2016s. These are, of course, sold out from the government. You can't buy these anymore. But when they release them at the end of the year, they get overlooked. What I call this a fall between the cracks coin. And so what happens is the United States government released this coin. Nobody was paying attention to it because everybody's looking for the 2017s, right, just like we're doing today for the 2018s. And what we ended up with was one of the great numismatic coins ever released and ever made by the United States government. I knew it then because, like I said, I've been doing this since I was 12, so the better part of 40 years. And I bought literally about 10% of the entire mintage, which is like 22 or 25,000 coins, right around in there. This is my last of the purchase of those coins because they're sold out from the government. So this is my last opportunity to do this at $149. Now, here's the thing. I will sell this coin for years. As long as I'm doing this, I will sell this coin because it is an important, incredible, collectible coin. But what I won't do is sell this coin at $149.95 anymore. Okay. I've been able to hold this, and that's a customer pick, 4.6 stars, and we're talking about I've probably sold 6,000 or 7,000 of those, more than anybody else. So let me explain to you, because I want to talk about value. First of all, this is they've been making the American Silver Eagle since 1986. I want to show you this. This is the only one of them, the 30th anniversary coins, where they're actually marked on the coin itself. It says 30th anniversary, and the United States government did that. So that's a 30th anniversary coin, okay? This is certified 70 for $149. Now I'm going to let you in on the secret, okay? We already sold 24 of these, had 2 dozen of these. Been one of our most popular coins. The 10th anniversary coin that they did, the very first one of the anniversaries, the last one I sold here in this condition, I sold for $29,995, okay? Yikes! $29,995. The 20th anniversary coin, which they made 250,000 of, that coin, last time I sold it here, I think was right about $1,000. The 25th anniversary coin, okay, which is just reverse proof, and none of them are marked on the coin, 10th or 20th or 25th, they're just special finishes. Okay, the 25th anniversary, last time I sold it here, I think was $1,200. And then I have the 30th anniversary coin because I still have my original coins for $149. Now keep in mind, every one of those coins at one point I sold for $149. Right. Except now I sell them for $1,000 or $1,200 or $30,000. And this coin is still $149.95. Now you know how it literally has earned its stars. Clearly. Okay, 4.6 stars. This is one of the great coins made by the United States government. Of all the American Silver Eagles, this incredible history of American Silver Eagles, only the 30th anniversary American Eagles are marked on the edge, as you see right there.
Never
30th
seen that
anniversary.
Before, have you? That is fascinating.
None of the other anniversary coins in this condition can I sell you within almost $1,000 of this. This coin is literally 10 times less on average, actually on average 30 times less than all of its brethren that is out there. It is the very last time, my very last quantity, that I can do this $149.95. Look, I was ahead of the curve. I knew this was going to happen. I watched it. I've seen it happen for years and years and years and years. I knew what was going on. We literally spent $1 million on this coin and have put it away for now a full year. Well, that has come to an end. It has been one of our single most popularly ordered coins for the entirety of 2017. It was released so late in the year, I didn't even get to sell the coin in 2016.
Really?
Now, traditionally, like this year, the SP coin for 2018 will be released within about the next 6 or 8 weeks. Traditionally, it's released very, very early in the year. This year, because of a lot of things that was going on, the United States government did not release this till the very end of the year. And then what happens is that they only make them to order, so what you end up with is one of the single rarest American Silver Eagles. So the United States government has made, what, about 100 different American Silver Eagles. This is basically a top 10 rarity. On top of the 30th anniversary, on top of that, and yet I'm selling it at a price that matches most of the common regular issue United States or presentation issue coins. And by that I mean it has a mint mark. Any coin that has a mint mark, it's like an artist's proof, if you will. It's the United States government marking this coin as a special presentation coin. It's never sold for its silver value. It always sells for a significant premium to its silver value, because it's not really, while it's a silver coin, its real value is in its numismatic collectability. Now we take the 30th anniversary, a sold-out limited edition coin, obviously from the United States government, so it's collectible and desirable in that regard. And then we have it certified in absolutely perfect SP70 condition. So now you have an additional designator of rarity. Now you have it at the lowest price I've ever sold it at and will sell it at. And like I said, I will sell this coin in the future.
Yeah.
I promise you. I'll be selling this coin 10 years from now. I'll be selling this coin just like I told you I was going to do on the 20th anniversary coin. I said, look, I'll be selling this coin forever. Buy it now at $149, except now it's $899 or $999. The 25th anniversary coin, I think I sold at $199 when it first came out. Now I sell it for $1,200 or $1,300 for the 25th anniversary. So when I tell you to get this coin now, I mean to get this coin now.
Yeah, I think he means it, and we can all see why. See, Mike is one of those people that is a true collector, and maybe you know someone like this. They collect cars, and or whatever it is, they collect, you know, the characters, the favorite little, you know, star people, characters, or whatever in the box. The thing is you want someone who has insight, has connections, and is looking at the long run, which is exactly what Mike does. He has all of this wrapped up like nobody else I've ever seen, and is a true expert. Look, we bring him here to HSN, and it's one of those niche, super cool things that we do for you. And we have every intention of keeping this going strong, because it's a service we provide. Like Mike provides the service to us, we pass it on to you. So if you really want that long game, okay, this is the one.
Here's an easier way to put it.
Do make it easier, please.
This is the only thing I know about.
Oh, I see.
Coins are kind of what I know. I have no other visible skills of any kind.
That's what I want my heart surgeon to be. That's what I want my dentist to be.
That's right. That's what you want your plumber to be. I mean, you know,
exactly.
you want people to know what they're doing and know what they're talking about. Look, this is the only thing I've done in my adult life, basically, okay, is sell coins, is to find trends in coins, to find the coins that are the most collectible, to be on top of the market, to do the research. A lot of coin collecting is just pure D research, folks. It's just getting in there and doing the math and crunching the numbers and figuring out, okay, this coin is incredibly rare. This coin was released at the end of the year. Okay, what does your experience tell you? It tells me that people will overlook this coin. It means that they're going to make fewer of this coin. Is it an important coin? Yes, it's a 30th anniversary coin. And it's the only United States coin, the 30th anniversary Eagles, that are edge-lettered. That 10th anniversary, the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary, it doesn't say on the coin that. You have to take the word of this and the fact that it has a mint mark, or does a special finish on it. But this actually says it on the coin, and none of those other anniversary coins can I sell you for $149 or $249 or $549 or $649 or $749. Understand, you are in at the beginning of the wave. That's the key to this. You are there when everybody else wishes they were there. Timing is everything. And also what Mike does is what you're doing right now, is he does things other people won't or don't. And that's what you need to do in order to take advantage of this moment in time. Do what everybody else isn't doing, even though those of you who are doing this are really smart. But it's not for everybody. Very busy on the phones, by the way. Yeah, if you're on hold to that point,